To the WNBA, your ratings are going to drop by 55 to 60% once again. I believe the WNBA have successfully broken Caitlin Clark, and it's been an awful thing. Caitlin Clark is officially ruled out for tonight with a groin injury, and she will not play.
Something weird just happened. Caitlin Clark goes down, and minutes later, WNBA ratings drop faster than a phone with butterfingers. Coincidence? Or is this whole league propped up by one rookie and a roll of duct tape? ESPN's sweating, Kathy Engelbert's rewriting press releases, and somewhere a marketing team is frantically Googling how to clone Caitlin legally. If this spiral keeps spiraling, the WNBA might be scouting high schoolers next. Let's unpack this mess.
Tonight, the Indiana Fever faced off against Paige Bueckers and the Dallas Wings. Now, a lot of people is criticizing the WNBA referees yet again after another matchup because they felt as if Paige Bueckers actually had a special whistle. Now, I spoke about this last night, man, and people was definitely showing mixed reviews about it. But with all that being said, dog, we look like WNBA Commissioner Kathy has opened up about this situation a little bit and spoken about it. Now, I've been on Kathy Heine, bro, for a while now, going back to last year, addressing these WNBA referees. I've been one of the first content creators to break it all down, even letting you know how they pick them, how they find them, how much money they make. They only make like 100-some thousand.
The moment Caitlin Clark hit the floor clutching her ankle, you could practically hear the collective gasp, louder than any playoff buzzer. Not from the Indiana bench or the fans, but from WNBA execs watching their spreadsheets catch fire. Ticket sales flatlined, viewership charts flipped upside down, and somewhere in Connecticut, a panicked TV producer was demolishing a tray of stadium nachos.
A lot of us were expecting some sort of dip since Caitlin Clark has been out with injury, but I don't think all of us were expecting the entire viewership of the entire WNBA to be down. And this tweet from Christine Brennan really stuck out to me. She said one player gets injured and more than half the TV audience for the entire league disappears. Has any other athlete ever had that kind of impact on a sport? Golf without Tiger definitely dropped precipitously on occasion, but not like this. A truly remarkable sports story continues.
Let's be real. Without Caitlin, the WNBA isn't just limping. It's dragging itself across the court with a torn ACL and no ice packs in sight. The collapse wasn't gradual, it was instant. The moment she was ruled questionable, once roaring arenas fell silent. You couldn't hear a pin drop, unless it was labeled WNBA hopes or ESPN ad deals. They tried to play it cool. The league is more than one player, they insisted. Sure. Keep telling yourselves that.
Correct me if I'm wrong here. I thought the mainstream media told me that AJ Wilson was a huge star. Isn't that the prevailing narrative throughout the media? They want to share the credit. They claim Angel Reese and AJ Wilson are the reason that people are watching pretend basketball. Now, sure, they give some credit to Caitlin Clark, but the media prefers to share.
That's like saying the Titanic was more than just a boat. Technically true, but we all know how that turned out. You'd practically see camera crews packing up their gear, whispering, "So, we heading back to Iowa?" Because Caitlin isn't just a rookie. She's the electricity, the main character, the one-woman stimulus package for a league that's been trying to make fetch happen for 25 years.
Okay, I want to know when this injury even happened, bro, because let's be serious here. She has the quad injury. Mind you, Caitlin Clark hadn't missed a game since she was like 19 years old, since she was like 18 in college or something. Now she has a groin injury. We've never seen Caitlin Clark play as bad as she played the last 3 games. Let's just be serious here. She's like 1 for 20-something on threes in the last 3. We've never seen her shoot the ball this way. I'll say that. Has she been hurt and playing through this? Did this happen? Because you have people out there saying this injury happened when Stephanie White decided to sub her back in the last 8 seconds of the game versus the Seattle Storm.
Without her, it's not even crickets. It's empty seats, echoing buzzers, and bad vibes. Attendance is tanking. Like, please, take a seat, take 5. Stadiums that were packed last week now look like silent meditation retreats. Entire rows sit untouched, like WNBA merch on clearance. Even the ushers are having existential crisis. Do I still matter if no one comes through this gate? One whispered at halftime. And ratings? Nielsen probably thought their system broke when the numbers fell off a cliff. Spoiler, it didn't. The viewers just left, like their queen exited stage left and took the whole plot with her. It's not shade, it's reality. When Caitlyn's playing, everything is gold-plated. The lights shine brighter, the passes snap sharper, the tension hangs heavier. People who haven't watched hoops since Space Jam are suddenly breaking down pick and rolls and debating plus-minus like it's their fantasy football draft. But when she's out, the conversation dries up faster than a post-game towel.
Alarming for the league. And it's alarming for the league because this is such a crucial year for the WNBA. At the end of this season, the WNBA will go into CBA negotiations. If negotiations go well, then every single player in the WNBA has a much better chance of making so much more in their next contract. And if you guys were watching my videos during the off season, I was so much more optimistic going into this year because we had so much drama and the media, I felt like, mishandled so many things with the WNBA last season, and specifically with Caitlin Clark and her fan base. And that's one thing when you start thinking about how many people stopped watching when Caitlin Clark got injured. A lot of people stopped watching.
Sponsors notice. Broadcasters notice. Even Grandma in Idaho, who just figured out how to stream a Fever game, notices. Because no matter how often the league pushes, though we have so many great players line, fans aren't here for speed dating. They came for Caitlyn. They stay for Caitlyn. And when she's out, they vanish faster than X after Valentine's Day. Everyone knew this. The league, the players, even the pretzel guy in section 102. That's why the WNBA put Clark on national TV more in 2 months than some vets get in a decade. It was working, until she went down. Now, marketing meetings sound like therapy sessions, because Caitlyn wasn't just a boost, she became the foundation, and that foundation just rolled her ankle. They talk about the bigger picture, but what's that? Empty stands and highlight clips with fewer views than an old cat video. No shade to the rest of the league, but without Clark, it's like trying to sell front row seats to a spelling bee in an abandoned warehouse. People might wish it well, but they're not showing them.
The case, the numbers tell a different story. The media can claim all they want. People are watching the WNBA to see AJ Wilson. They can claim that people are watching pretend basketball to see Angel Reese airball wide open shots. Check this one out. This is the first shot of the game, and Angel Reese hits nothing but air. This level of quality entertainment, it can only be found in the WNBA dump. Like I tell you guys all the time, no one cares about Angel Reese. They damn sure don't care about watching AJ.
No one wants to say it, but Clark isn't just a draw. She's the draw. The numbers prove it. So do the cameras that can't stop cutting to her on the bench. Even other teams know. They're not just playing the Fever. They're hoping to land in Clark's highlight reel. But when she's out, the energy vanishes. It's like showing up for Beyoncé and getting only the backup dancers. Sure, they're good, but that's not why people bought tickets. Merch sales crashed. Fever jerseys that once flew off shelves now sit waiting. The league store might as well hang a sign. Back in business when Clark is. It'd almost be funny if it weren't so obvious. One player's holding this whole thing together. Everyone knows it. They just pretend it's normal. It's not.
We all knew that with Caitlin Clark's injury, viewership was going to drop, but it was really just a question of how much. Nielsen came out with numbers today that on nationally televised games, viewership of Indiana Fever games has dropped 53%, and viewership on all nationally televised league games has dropped 55%.
Part of the reason why I believe Caitlin Clark is hurt and dealing with these injuries, they keep letting her getting hacked, hit. Basically, UFC fought on a basketball court. And with all that being said, let's head on over to X to look and see what has come out. Now, man, just like I told y'all, bro, there has been a lot of stuff going on all season long dealing with these WNBA referees. And it's just unfortunate, man, that this is the case, because now Caitlin Clark is dealing with yet